YouTubers, welcome to Matthew's Reviews. All right, so anybody that knows me on a personal basis knows that I love tools. I always have. I've been buying tools since I was like 15 years old, and I've always worked a lot of jobs where, I was working on cars or, welding and working on trains and things like that. I like working with my hands and tinkering around on different projects around the house. And so, when you're a handyman, you kind of find yourself doing a little bit of everything. And so anyways, I want to bring you guys a good name brand tool. You're a guy that likes to stay organized with your tools, you're definitely going to like what I'm about to show you guys. So you can see that is their extra heavy duty screwdrivers, and that is their 10-piece set. And then over here you have their insulated screwdrivers. So notice that they've got the foam that surround each screwdriver. So you just lay this in your toolbox, your screwdrivers ain't gonna roll around. And the good thing is if you take one out to use it and you come back to your toolbox and you see an empty space, you know it's missing, or somebody stole your screwdriver. So you better go look for it. I'll go ahead and tell you, you pick these jokers up, they ain't like no Craftsman screwdriver. I've been using Craftsman professional screwdrivers for like probably the last 20 years, the same set. Now I have a bunch of other screwdrivers that I've just found and used and I've bought through the years that, if somebody asks me for a screwdriver, I'll give them a cheap screwdriver because chances are you probably won't get it back. But, if I'm working on something, I'm going to probably be using the Craftsman Professional. Like I said, I bought them like 20 years ago and they still work great. I'm not going to knock Craftsman, but you go pick up one of these, you hold the Craftsman next to it. I mean, literally, there you go. The weight difference between the two is drastic. You can see this one here on the Wiha brand has that metal cap on top of it. And you know as well as I do, if you've been working on something, the first thing when you get in a bind, you're going to hit the top of the screwdriver, and we've all done it. This one here has that metal cap on top of it, so it's not going to damage the end of the screwdriver. You guys know that you're guilty of it too. I've used screwdrivers as pry bars. You get in a situation where a regular pry bar is too big to fit in there. Well, you use a screwdriver, and I'll go ahead and let you know that you can tell that these are heavy duty, and you can see and just feel the metal is it's thick. The handles, compared to these here, these are really hard, and I'm not going to knock them, but they are hard and they're not very comfortable. These are actually pretty soft, but they've got a hard plastic underneath, but just like a top layer soft. I don't know if it's rubber or what, but it feels a lot better in your hands. Right in here, you can see that they've got an area for you to put a wrench on. So let's say you got a spot that you need to tighten up and you don't have a whole lot of hand strength enough to turn it. You can always just put a wrench just on the end of there, and you can use it to your advantage to tighten or loosen something up. Plus, you still got that cap where if you need to hit it with a hammer to try to loosen it up. A lot of times if you got a fastener that's stuck, before you go and pull the torch out and heat it up, you can tap on it and sometimes it'll loosen those threads up. So one of the other features that I wanted to point out with these screwdrivers, a lot of times, the screwdrivers will be round. So with these here, you've got like a little flat area built into the top and the bottom. So, it prevents it from rolling off the table. It does say that it is made in Germany, so that's usually a good thing. Usually the Germans usually make good stuff. It does come with a hassle-free lifetime warranty. So I gotta say, me being a big Craftsman fan, over the last 10-15 years, I have noticed that Craftsman has really went down, ever since Sears, most of those went out of business. And now the only place you can really find Craftsman tools is Ace Hardware or Lowe's, and you can just tell the quality of them has really went down. They're not what they used to be. Back in the day, Craftsman was really good quality, but not so much anymore. They're not American made. They're all made in China. So I've kind of went away from buying them as much. And plus, when I went in there to Lowe's to have Craftsman tools warranted, they've given me a hassle. So I usually end up getting my blood pressure so high to want to choke somebody out while I'm in Lowe's. So I just quit buying from them. Anyways, I gotta say, with a no warranty hassle, I like that, not having to deal with people and having to get your blood pressure blowed up, over getting a tool warranty. So that is definitely a plus. I wanted to do some measurements on these sets here just to give you an idea. So if if you're going to put them in your toolbox, you'll know if it'll fit or not. It comes out to about 15.5 inches wide, and then it's 11 inches front to back there. And then sticks up, let's just say a good 1.5 inches. Check your toolbox and make sure this will fit in those dimensions. And it's the same dimensions for this one as well. It's 15.5 by 11. Don't stick up quite as high as these here. It's just under that height. Now, I'll take you in there in just a minute and I'll show you that these fit in the boxes that I have. I've got 2 of the US General 72-inch boxes. We'll put them in there and we'll show you that they fit. So with both of these 10-piece sets here, they do come in your standard and your metric sizes. And for a lot of you, you probably didn't realize that there was a standard and a metric size. You know, I remember being a kid and, you know, my dad worked on cars all the time. And so I was always the gopher. He'd yell at me, go bring me a Phillips screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver. And I'd come running back and, you know, sometimes I would, you know, bring one back that was way too big to be, you know, used for that job. And so I was sent back to go get the screwdriver that was the right size. And so with these here, you know, you've got all the right tools to do the job, because you've got right in here, this here is like the Phillips number 1 and the Phillips head number 2, Phillips head number 3. You know, those are your standard ones. And then you've got your metric ones as well. You've got your 3.5, your 4.5, you've got your 5.5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And so you've got all that covered. And like I said, you've got all your standard metric in this side too, and everything's all labeled right there. You know, it tells if it's slotted or if it's got the Phillips head. It tells you everything right there on the tools. Like I said, you know, a lot of times when you go to, you know, use a screwdriver and it doesn't feel that it's you know, very tight, it's probably because it's the wrong size. So that's really nice to have all the sizes right here. So when you're looking to do the job and you don't want to strip the head of that fastener out. So anyways, I'll put a link below in the description for both of these models. But I wanted to touch a little bit more on insulated screwdrivers before I end the video. Whenever you get these, it has a little card right here, and it tells you that these are rated for 1,000 volts rated, but they've been tested, individually tested, to 10,000 volts. And then they're also rated for 1,500 volts DC. But, you know, with some of those higher voltage, you could be looking at death on some of those. So that's why I wanted to get a good set of screwdrivers. With these here, I said that these are really heavy, and they are. You can tell that they've got some really heavy weight to them. But when it comes to the insulated ones, I like them because they are light. You know, if you're working on electrical stuff, you know, you don't want to get fatigued from holding a heavy screwdriver, and you don't want to get fatigued and accidentally, you know, drop that tip and short something out. So I like the fact that these are strong, but they're also lightweight, and these also have that soft grip. You know, it's got a soft finish to it. Then it's got that hard plastic here on the top, and then of course it's got the little flat built in there so it don't roll off. These are $79, and I don't think you'll go wrong with these. The foam and a 10-piece set, and they're insulated. That's probably about as cheap as you'll find a good set of screwdrivers. You know, even if you're shopping at like Lowe's or Home Depot, you know, you ain't gonna find them in foam and a 10-piece set for cheaper than that. So, and this is the US General 72-inch toolboxes, and you can see that they fit in there perfect. And I like that, you know, nothing's rolling around, everything's organized, and you can see if something's missing. So I don't know how long the sale is going to last on both of these. Today is November the 5th of 2023. And so, you know, like I said, I don't know how much longer the sale is going to be on these. So, you know, if for some reason, you know, check both their website and both check Amazon. You can compare price, whatever's cheapest for you guys. But if you do decide to buy it from Amazon, I'd appreciate it if you'd click my link below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do get just a tiny bit of commission. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching, and until the next time, see ya.